and welcome to this week's episode of Peanut City Police. This week, I am joined by Sergeant Key and Sergeant Butler, and you may have guessed it, we're going to talk a little bit about Marine Patrol and water safety this week. So can you guys first start by telling me a little bit about the Marine Patrol unit at the Suffolk Police Department and what all that you guys do?
Okay, so we have 11 officers and supervisors trained in our Marine Patrol unit, and it's an ancillary duty. So they do the full-time job, and then this is secondary, which most of them really love. We have 5 main police vessels. We have a 29-foot boat. We have a 23-foot boat, which we're standing on. We have a 21-foot skiff. And then we also have 2 jet skis that we use for search and rescue and enforcement. So the purpose of the police department's Marine Patrol is just what it is. It's law enforcement on the water. And then we have a secondary mission of search and rescue, which we're all trained to. So we assist with fire and rescue assets on the water. If there's a person or a boat in distress or something like that, we help as well. I'll let Sergeant Key talk about our commitment for the area.
For the area, we patrol the waterways within the city of Suffolk. We enforce no-wake zones, any boating violations, and we often conduct boat inspections. With Harborfest coming up, we will assist Norfolk with Harborfest. We'll go down to Harborfest, and all the days of Harborfest, we'll send several vessels down to assist them. We also assist the Coast Guard if they need assistance with escort or any search and rescue. We also assist with escorts. We escort cruise ships that may come in and out, or different military ships that may come in and out. They'll reach out for us, and we will assist them with escorting them in or out.
And I'll just add that we're part of a larger regional commitment. All your 7 cities and the Marine Patrol assets do this. They assist the Coast Guard with the security and the response for search and rescue in the port. So you may see us, it may be us, Norfolk, Chesapeake, Game and Fish, helping a cruise ship get out. But that's part of that regional commitment. We work together.
Great, thank you. And you guys mentioned water safety as one of the things you enforce. And with this weekend being Memorial Day weekend, kind of the unofficial start to summer, many people are going to be hitting the waterways, lakes, beaches, rivers. Can you give us some tips for people on those boats, what they should be doing to safely be on the waterways?
Yes. First and foremost, they need to plan their trip. They need to make sure they have all the essentials on their boat that is required. Cell phone is key. Everybody operates now for a cell phone. And know where you're at. Know where you're going. Tell somebody where you're going. Let somebody know about what time you should be in. So, for example, if you leave to go out and hey, I'm going to be out for a couple of hours, and then know you haven't returned, then, hey, something may be wrong, or they may be called and someone can come out to look for you. And or if you find yourself in a situation that you're out on the water, call. The key thing is knowing where you're at, know your location. If you plan your route, you know where you're going. If something happens, you can call 911, let the dispatcher know where you're at. We will respond and assist you in however you need.
Also, make sure your equipment works. We get a lot of people at the start of the season that will put their boat in the water and, 100 feet from the dock, it starts taking on water or the engines don't work. Make sure your equipment is running and it's able to be seaworthy, as they call it. In addition to that, follow all the Coast Guard rules. Make sure you have the right emergency equipment on there and that it's not expired. So that, like Sergeant Key said, if there is an emergency, you have your tools that you can use to let us know where you're at. And the big thing is just be respectful when you're underway. There are rules to navigation and operating a boat, and you should follow them all the time to be courteous, not just to keep yourself safe, but the other folks out there that are enjoying the boating community.
Now let's talk about in the water, whether it's pools or where we're at right now. What are some things from kids to adults that people should be doing to make sure there's no drowning or anybody, getting injured?
All right. You never want to leave a kid unsupervised. The moment you turn your back, that kid might be in the water, and that's where a lot of the tragedies we deal with come from. As a parent or a guardian, you must always supervise your children around water. Do not let them swim in dark water, such as what we're on here, because you don't know what's underneath the surface. If you can't see it, you shouldn't jump or splash around in it, because as a police diver, I can tell you there's a lot of stuff on the bottom that I don't want to run into, and it can bring somebody down or can cause somebody to go into the surface. Know your strengths. Know what you can and can't do. If you're not a good swimmer, there's no reason to go in water above your waist or your chest. Okay? And again, like we said earlier, make sure people know that you're in a certain location. You're going to be swimming here. Do not rely on the little inflatable floaties you can get at the dollar store or something like that. That's not an approved flotation device. If you're going to have a kid out, I'm going to show you this real quick. I'm going to get back in frame because I know she said I shouldn't leave. But this is a child-size life jacket, and if you're going to put your kids in the water, especially open water like we're standing in, or a river or a lake or something like that, they need to be wearing something like this, because this is what the Coast Guard approved, and this is what's going to keep them afloat. Same thing goes for adults. If you don't know how to swim and you're on a boat or you're hanging out near a lake or a pier or something like that, you probably want to have one of these on, because if something happens and you fall in, I can rescue you from the surface. I got to recover you if you go underneath. Okay?
I highly encourage life vests. They call them personal flotation devices. Even if you're a strong swimmer, if you find yourself in a situation, put on that life jacket. Because even though you may be a strong swimmer, you find yourself in the water, you may get fatigued, you may get exhausted. And with that flotation device on, you can just sit there and you will float rather than trying to tread water or fight or panic. And you may not believe it. Sometimes you don't know how you are going to respond until you're faced in a situation where, hey, I'm a strong swimmer, and you find yourself in the water and you exert a lot of energy because you went into panic mode. So please, 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 I highly encourage that from a child to adult.
You gave us some tips on how to prevent this stuff, but if someone's out there and something does happen while on the water or in the water, what should they do? What steps should people take?
First and foremost, don't panic. Like Sergeant Key said, try to keep your wits about you. It is an emergency situation, but if you do need us, please dial 911. Do your best to give us the location. A lot of phones have, your latitude and longitude or GPS location, but no landmarks as well. We're off of the Hilton Garden Hotel in downtown Suffolk right now, so our rescuers know where that's at and they can get to you. If you are out there on the water and you have an emergency, I hope that your equipment is kept in a waterproof bag, because you don't want to have a situation and then that cell phone that you rely on is no longer usable. So keep things in waterproof containers so that if the worst does happen, your stuff is going to stay dry. But just don't panic. Make sure you keep together. Don't separate. Try to bring everybody to a floating object or swim to shore together, or just hold on to each other and float, so that we don't have to go look for several people in several different directions. We can just come to one spot. Let Key go with it.
And something that's inexpensive that is tied to our vest is a whistle. So you can have this on the line and have it tied to your vest that, hey, I'm exhausted. I can't really scream. I can't really yell. But this will send off a signal and you can blow your whistle.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I know we just kind of scratched the surface on what Marine Patrol does, but you gave a lot of good safety tips. But I'm going to open it up now. Is there anything else that either of you would like to add, whether it be about Marine Patrol or just water safety with this upcoming summer season?
I'll say that this is a very fun job to do as a law enforcement officer. There are some required skills that you need to be able to do this job, but this is one of the best jobs you can have as a police officer, is to be out on the water. It's a different community. It's a nice community. We meet a lot of good people out there, and most everyone out there are courteous and respectful of the rules. And like I said, your arm gets tired because all you do is wave hi to everybody and they wave back to you. So this is one of the best jobs I've had as a law enforcement officer.
I agree with Sergeant Butler. It's a very nice experience just cruising along the water, and just about everybody you pass, we're waving. Just like he said, every time we see someone, we're waving, whether it's on this side or whether it's on this side. People seem to enjoy the water, and being out on the water is like, hey, this is my relaxation period, which is great. But in doing so, we still need to be safe. We need to be safe. With the boating season arising and Memorial Day coming up, like Sergeant Butler said earlier, please, 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 make sure that your vessel is in good working condition prior to going out. Test it, check it, have everything in place so you can enjoy your relaxation period, and we can continue to wave at you and not come to you to have to rescue you.
Wear your life jackets, please.
Probably the best advice right there. Well, thank you, Sergeant Key and Sergeant Butler, for joining us today. And thank you, everyone, for watching. And we will see you on the next Peanut City Police.